Update 2 on Tropical Storm Ingrid, currently located in the southern Gulf of Mexico, currently with winds of 70 miles per hour, a pressure of 988 millibars. Current position is 20.6 degrees north, 94.5 degrees west, and it hasn't moved that much at all over the past day or so, and it's moving towards the north now, out towards sea just a little bit, and is likely to become a hurricane, a Category 1 storm, as it curves towards the west eventually, and eventually making landfall in Mexico. That's where we have hurricane watches currently in effect, and they may turn into warnings when the storm becomes a hurricane. So that's hurricane watch for Cabo Rojo to La Pesca in Mexico, and tropical storm warnings remain in effect for Cocos to Cabo Rojo in Mexico right now. That's the current situation. Lots of rain falling as a result of the storm as well, which could be resulting in some flooding along that tropical storm warning region, as well as tropical storm force winds, of course. This is the probability percentages of tropical storm conditions in the next 96 hours. You can see it's highest along the western coast of Mexico there, around 90%. Probability of hurricane strength conditions in the next 96 hours in the watch area of the hurricane right now is around 60% at this time, and that may rise as the storm intensifies if it does indeed reach hurricane status. So it certainly seems a distinct likability now, you could say. The sea surface temperatures right now are fairly warm, around 28 degrees, so certainly nothing stopping it in that respect. Though we'll move on to the other factors in just a moment. This is the intensity comparisons, what the models are saying right now. Quite a few of them develop it into a hurricane, but you can see two lines there, a little bit of doubt there, the GFDL and HWRF weakening in it slightly, but I think those might be a bit out of date, so they're probably fairly irrelevant. But as you can see, it's fairly likely that it will become a hurricane. You can see the graphic map here. The storm's just moved towards the northeast a little bit, so that's put it out to sea a little bit more, meaning a little bit more opportunity to intensify with less land interaction occurring right now, and we'll probably see a hurricane very soon. This is the shear comparisons. You can see the GFS, the red line there. That's the latest one, probably the only one that really has some weight here, making it higher over the next day or so to around 30-35, so that may inhibit development a little bit. Sea surface temperatures though remaining very warm right now, 29, maybe even 30 degrees Celsius. Certainly nothing to report there in terms of anything that would weaken the storm, and relative humidity remains fairly high as well, around 80-85% generally, which is certainly high enough for development, and indeed shouldn't be any too many problems with dry air interaction over the next few days until landfall. This is the latest satellite imagery, and you can see how it's been moving just a little bit towards the northeast over the past 24 hours. This is the floater imagery of the past few hours. You can see how it's moved. The central core of the storm moving towards the northeast. No sign of an eye or anything like that yet, but that may become more clearer as time goes on by the next update maybe. You can see dry air over land in Mexico, so it will probably be a very quick demise when the storm actually makes its landfall in Mexico in a few days' time. Just north of Tampico appears to be the likely landfall location right now, but as it stands, the storm's moving out to sea and will remain out to sea for about 48 hours or so before we should worry about a landfall, or indeed before that becomes imminent. But that's the situation right now. You can see some moisture moving off to the north as well, probably affecting southern Texas with a little bit of rainfall there too, in a few days especially. So this is the world tropics right now. You can see two storms active on either side of Mexico. Tropical storms Manuel and Ingrid right now. Humberto has just turned post-tropical in the past hour or so, and tropical storm Manyi currently located south of Japan, moving towards the Japanese coast over the next few days. This is the Atlantic Ocean. You can see Ingrid right now near the Mexican coastline, and what's left of Humberto may regenerate in a day or two as it moves towards the northwest out to sea. Maybe have a little bit of distant threat for the Azores. We'll see how that one goes. Hopefully not another Nadine scenario as we had last year. This is 2013 compared then. 9 tropical storms. Ingrid is the 9th to form, to get a name at least. 1 hurricane so far, that may be 2 very soon, and no major hurricanes as of yet, and it's very unlikely that Ingrid will get that far. It certainly seems a very remote possibility, but that may be coming later in the season. We'll see what happens with future storms, but that's the current situation, 81st busiest on record. You can track this storm at the website force13.com/stormtracking.html. That's the main page for it. There you're presented with the overview map, which shows where the storms are on that map, with tables at the top and bottom showing their intensities, and indeed any warnings that are currently in effect, including invests and post-tropical storms as well. So obviously that's fairly important at this time, because in between now and the next video we may see some hurricane warnings going in effect, tropical storm warnings possibly being extended, so you might want to stay up to date on the website between now and the next video which will probably be coming up at around 24 hours time, unless really necessary overnight, but probably Sunday afternoon, the 15th of September. You can also find us elsewhere on the web, Facebook and Twitter, just search Force 13, you'll find us fairly easily enough. But until the next video, that's all for now.